if you take one thing from me speaking today, I want it to be your knowledge that all of the bad stuff is not inevitable. Just over a year ago, as day broke after the night of the Auckland anniversary floods, I walked from Karangahape Road down through Freeman's Bay, across the waterlogged Victoria Park, through Wynyard Quarter, just around the corner here, where car alarms echoed underwater in underground car parks. We walked down through Fort Street to Beach Road, where torrential rain had torn out huge concrete blocks and smashed them through the glass doors of the lobby of apartment buildings. It looked like the aftermath of some horrific apocalyptic storm. And it was. Climate change had arrived on the doorstep of our largest city. Those floods and the ensuing Cyclone Gabrielle took 15 lives. Hundreds of homes and livelihoods were destroyed. Whānau, the climate crisis is here. But the worst outcomes, and this is important, the worst outcomes are not inevitable. We have choices now about what the future looks like. If we act now to bring down emissions as fast as possible, storms like this will stay relatively rare. If we act now to bring down emissions as fast as possible, storms like this will stay relatively rare.
Is Chlöe Swarbrick MP professionally negligent? Let's fact-check Chlöe Swarbrick MP, co-leader, Mad Hatter Crazy New Zealand Green Party. Chlöe says with regard to Cyclone Gabrielle, and I quote, "If we act now to bring down emissions as fast as possible, storms like this will stay relatively rare." Sorry Chlöe, but that is a totally false statement, if not bordering on professional negligence. MPs need to be held to account by Parliament, especially when they lie to the general public, and even more so, when they pollute the minds of young students. Mental health issues are on the rise in New Zealand, especially amongst the younger population, and irresponsible climate comments from politicians only make this situation worse. Chlöe, here are the real facts. If New Zealand stopped using all fossil fuels completely, coal, oil and gas, overnight, and if everyone travelled by an electric vehicle, or walked, or jogged, or cycled, instead, and if every livestock farm animal and human being in the country stopped belching, so that New Zealand had zero harmful carbon emissions, then guess what? Such action would make no difference to New Zealand's climate change, or global climate change, no difference whatsoever. In fact, if New Zealand sank beneath the Pacific Ocean right now, and all emissions ceased immediately, it would also make no difference to climate change. Not a dicky bird of a difference. The storms would still come, the floods would still come, the cyclones would still come, just as always, with the same or greater intensity, but sometimes with less intensity as well. Why? Thank you for listening. Geraint, on behalf of WhangareiTim.